It's mid-February, and that means the 100-day project is almost ready to start again. If you'd like to know what it's all about, how to take part, and what the point of it is, keep watching. If you've never heard of the 100-day project before, they describe themselves as a free global art project that takes place online. Every year, thousands of people all around the world commit to 100 days of creating, and anyone can participate. So the premise is really simple. You choose a creative project and you commit to doing it for 100 days. And it really is as simple as that. It is usually a creative thing. I've seen many different types of artists, designers, crafters, makers take part. But it could be even singing, playing an instrument, dancing. Yeah, anything really that you can consistently do for 100 days. When I posted about this year's project on Instagram, I had quite a few questions come through, so that's why I thought I'd make this video to tell you about my plans for the project this year and also my experience with it in the past and what I have learned from both a successful project that I've completed and several misstarts. So I first attempted a 100-day project in 2020 and again in 2021, and I quit within the first 3 or 4 weeks. And there's definitely reasons for that I'll go into later. And then in 2022, I had my first complete 100-day project, and it was so tricky towards the end that I actually swore I'd never do it again. So why am I doing it again? Let's first of all start with why you would do it in the first place. So for me, there's 4 reasons that I would choose to do the 100-day project, and this might be different for different creators, but for me, it's about, for starters, accountability. It's committing to a project that I'm going to do every single day for 100 days. And by stating publicly that I'm going to do it and I'm going to be posting about it, it just gives that accountability that you're going to follow through with it. Secondly, personally, I really like a structure to my creativity. Like my creativity does ebb and flow, as most creatives do, as all creatives do. But having a short-term goal, 100 days doesn't feel that short-term when you're in it, but having that structure that I'm going to do this every single day for 100 days gives you that structure. And I really thrive on that, knowing that there's an end point and an achievable outcome. The third reason for me is experimentation. Experimenting is at the integral core part of my art practice. And again, by having that structured project, it allows me a chance to experiment within those parameters. Like some people might choose to only work on a certain size of canvas or only with 3 materials or 3 colors or, one medium. And that then frees you up to be more experimental. And the fourth reason is the biggest thread that runs through the whole of the 100-day project, and that is community. Community is at the heart of this project. The organisers very much like to cheer you on and connect you with other creatives, and you use hashtag to be able to follow other creatives and cheer each other on. And not only with the artists that are also taking part in the 100-day project, but with your own community as well. And again, I'll talk about that in a little while. So what should you choose as your project? My number one tip, and this is through so many people that have gone through the project, is cannot emphasize enough, keep it simple. The more complicated you make it, the more time commitment you give to it from the outset, you are more likely to burn out and not see it through. So keep it as simple as you possibly can. Another tip is to do the project for you, not for your followers, not what you think you should be showing the world. Do it for you. It's got to be something that you are excited by, that you get something out of, that you look forward to showing up to every day. That's really important. You could take something that you already have a skill in and maybe stretch yourself further, or you could start something from scratch and try something completely different. You could even try 100 different things, a different thing every single day, although that would take some planning. But literally, the world is your oyster when it comes to this project. You make it what you need and what you're going to enjoy. My last tip in terms of choosing a project is go into it without any pressure whatsoever. It really doesn't matter if you need to skip a day or have a break or quit completely. it really, really doesn't matter. Don't put, sometimes you need to push yourself, and there will be a stage where you need to push through to get through, to the end of the project. But if it's impacting your mental health, no one's going to judge you. So I'd love for you to learn from my mistakes as well. And here is an example of what absolutely not to do for your 100-day project, unless you're insane. My 2022 100-day project, which was the one that I actually completed, nearly broke me. I challenged myself to make 100 finished paintings, finished painting every single day. They were 20 by 20 centimeters or 8 by 8 inches. They were mostly abstract, textured paintings, some landscapes in there as well. And I filmed the process most days, posted the finished artwork at 8 p.m. on social media, priced them inexpensively as it wasn't about making money. I sold 80 out of 100 in the end, which was a fantastic outcome. But by about halfway through, I was really waning with my enthusiasm, and it was becoming more of a chore than a joy. Yeah, it really took a lot to push through by the end. It was just too much. It was too much to do. It took about 2.5 hours every single day, and that was at the expense of weekends with family and all of that kind of stuff. So, yes, that's where the tip keep it simple comes from in my personal case. So, in terms of the positives from an art business standpoint, I was far more productive during the 100-day project because I didn't have time to procrastinate. My skills improved quicker because I just had to throw myself in and try things and see what worked. I think by being consistent on social media and for people knowing what to expect and when to expect it, that really improved my relationship with my customers and definitely increased sales. And in terms of my Instagram account, with that consistent posting, I managed to grow my following by about 15,000 followers in just over 3 months. So that was great. And in terms of the positives from a personal point of view, I had a great sense of accomplishment that really boosted my confidence. I felt more connected to myself for making that time. Like, it was like a self-care date every single day to make that commitment to myself. I felt more connected to my art because it was my focus during that time. And I felt more connected to my community as well. I had both new beginner artists and seasoned artists joining me in the journey, and it just felt great to cheer each other on. I just found people in general were more engaged and vocal, and that just really improves that sense of community and connection with others, which is so important. So, how would you keep going? How do you keep up the momentum and the enthusiasm during the project? I would say the first thing to do is sign up to the newsletter that goes out. Their website is the 100dayproject.org, and follow them on Instagram as well, which is at do the 100-day project. Make it physically easy for yourself. So keep your space tidy and ready to go for the next day. Wash up your brushes so that you don't have to come into your space and think, oh, I'm not ready to make art. This is really hypocritical because I don't do this. I'm better than I was, but so many times I came out to the studio, I was like, yeah, come on, we're going to grind out another piece of art. And my space was a mess. So I think that really helps, especially later on in the project where you might be getting a bit tired. Obviously, we all have really busy lives, but I would say try and plan it into your day from the outset so that you don't get to 10 p.m. In the evening and suddenly have a panic that you've not done it. Find some other creators that you're really inspired by that are doing the project too through the hashtag, and follow them and start cheering them on. And the chances are that it will be reciprocated, and you just keep the energy up that way. On that point, as I said, the last couple of weeks in particular were grueling for me in my last project. And if I was even 15 minutes late posting my 8 p.m. post, I had lovely people in my DMs asking me if I was okay. They were saying, really looking forward to the next piece of art, but take a break if I need to. And it was just really heartwarming and encouraging. And it really helped solidify connections as well and just give me that boost I needed to get through to the end to say that I'd made 100 or 101 in the end pieces of art. So would I recommend the 100-day project? The answer is wholeheartedly yes, but with the caveat that you keep it simple and you are really kind to yourself. And don't be afraid to make mistakes, miss days. Tweak the parameters. If it's not working for you after 5 or 10 days, change it up. The whole point of it is that it suits you and it's beneficial to you. You've got to enjoy it and you've got to have fun. It is not a test of your resolve to get through it, to grind your way through it. So just make sure that you are enjoying it and gaining something from it the whole way through. So after saying never again, I am doing the 100-day project this year, but in a much smaller way. So this year I'm still doing completed paintings, but I'm only doing 25 miniature paintings this year. And that gives me that space where I can work on a painting for 4 days. So it will be a much slower pace. And I'm actually challenging myself to only work on them for 10 minutes a day. So that'll be really interesting, and I'm very much looking forward to experimenting with different textures and compositions, and I'm excited about the project, and that is the absolute main thing. I've also decided after starting this YouTube channel since the last time I did it that I'm going to document the journey. So that's another element of creativity that I'm looking forward to as well, to see how my mindset changes throughout the project and making sure I document what I discover in my experiments as well so that I can use it in future projects. So that's something I'm also really excited about. The 100-day project for this year starts on February the 23rd. That's the official start date. You can do it whenever you like throughout the year. But it is really nice starting with other artists and makers so that you can all cheer each other on and be a part of that community. So I hope you'll join us, and I'd love to know what you're thinking about for your project. And if you'd like to talk it through, give me a note in the comments and I'll be here to cheer you on as well. If you want to follow my 100-day project in real time, I'll be posting that on Instagram and Facebook. My handle is @CarolineBond. Hope this has been of some help and inspiring to you, and I look forward to seeing what you will do for your project this year.